Now, let's talk about linking. Once you can do the front circle punch, punching from the front side of the bag, and once you can do the rear single punch, punching from the rear quadrant of the bag, you're going to want to be able to link the two things together, probably at speed as well. So linking is a general term from the Speed Bag Bible where you're basically making the fist go from one quadrant of the bag to the other in a fluid kind of way. So the basic way to link the front circle punch and the rear single punch, I'm standing in the front circle punch position. My upper arm is parallel to the ground, roughly. My forearm is going to roll in small circles. My fist is directly in front of my face, and I'm going to punch the front side of the bag. It is going to rebound 3 times. That's the front circle punch. But what if, can I do this? Can I do a front circle punch instead of rolling the fist back around to do another front circle punch? Can I just sort of push through the bag so that now my fist, my right hand in this case, is on the opposite side of the bag from where I can do the little reverse circle that is the rear single punch? Yes, that's what linking is, okay? It's probably best to think of it as punching through the bag. So my fist is in front, I'm punching, and now my fist is in the back, okay? And what you can do with this, okay, is you can of course do front circle punch, front, rear, rear, front, rear, front, rear. Now, how do you get your fist exactly from one side of the bag to the other? Most people, when they start doing this, will use a highly exaggerated figure 8 motion. In other words, they will think that they need to punch under the bag, and they'll do the front circle punch, they'll dip their fist way down, then they'll have to bring it back up for the rear punch, and then they'll dip that back down so they can get back to the front of the bag, and it ends up being like if you imagine tracing a figure 8 in the air with your fist. That's an exact quote from the Speed Bag Bible, by the way. Thank you, Alan Kahn. The truth is, there's a little bit of a figure 8 there, but it shouldn't be a huge, big, exaggerated figure 8. In other words, you should be punching with enough force and speed that you can kind of punch, I like to say punch through the bag. And yeah, you're going to have to dip it a little bit, but consider this too. When you're linking, when you want to move the fist from one quadrant to the other, you can aim for slightly lower on the bag. So where we normally hit right in the belly, the fattest part of the bag, we try to be very precise. We try to hit that exact point every single time. When I'm going to pass through, I'll hit a little bit lower. And as the bag rebounds back, the bag's coming up, it's hitting the board on the opposite side. Well, then you've got all the room in the world to push your fist through, right? So that's what we can do. And of course, once you can link, which is what I was just doing there, once you can go from the front, rear, it's also possible to go front, rear, 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 front, rear. So that is, of course, a little bit more advanced. And what I'm doing there is I'm hitting from the front. The bag is rebounding to the back of the board. While it's at the back of the board, as it's starting to swing forward, I'm pushing through. It then rebounds. It bounces off the front of the board closer to my face, and it's coming back down, but I've pushed my fist through. I bring my fist back through. Now I'm hitting it from the back, bringing it all the way through to the front, and so it's a different kind of rhythm. It's not the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Rather, it's stronger, continuous rebounds. Front, rear, 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 front, rear. Okay, and that's probably the ultimate. I don't know if you call that linking necessarily, but that's kind of the move there, right? We're doing the front, we're doing the rear, and we're linking in between. Now, as with all the other things, you of course want to be able to hit with your weak arm. Front, rear, 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 front, rear, front, rear. And also to be able to do kind of that continuous link. Okay, so my left hand now is going from the front to the back to the front to the back to the front to the back, just over and over and over and over. Now, once you can do this, this is why people love these punches from the rear. So, there's really two schools of thought on this. Boxing style punchers will say, what is that ridiculous business? Why are you punching the bag from the rear? That is no practical application in boxing or martial arts whatsoever. And I agree. I don't disagree one little bit. But I don't care about boxing and martial arts. I think it's cool, but that's not what I do, right? I'm here to hit the bag. And so the point is, with this, while it's not practical for physical defense, you can do it starts to make it more interesting, right? First of all, there's a wow factor of people see you hitting the speed bag. They're like, holy cow, I didn't even know you could hit it from the back. I didn't know you were allowed to even do that. You are. But it also lets you set up some interesting kind of rhythms here. So front, 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 front. So there, I was hitting mostly from the front, but then doing that continuous linking pass through, getting that different kind of rhythm, okay? And so that is one of the things that starts to make it a lot of fun. Another one of the, I'll say, foundational things in Bible-style punching, you'll want to learn the 3 from the front, the 3 from the back. So here we go. With my front fist, 1, 2, 3, from the back, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, front, 1, 2, 3, back, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's linking. Give it a try. It's a lot of fun.